Good evening. I'm Rob Walter, Board Chair, and I'd like to welcome you to the Monday, January 12th, 2026 Cabarrus County Board of Education Business Meeting. I'm going to call this meeting to order and move on to the opening ceremony. If you'd stand with me for the presentation of colors and our national anthem.
Presenting our nation's colors tonight are members of the Mount Pleasant High School Flying Tigers Air Force JROTC, and their personnel includes Cadet Major William Farrell, Cadet Master Sergeant Bryson Walker, Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Aiden Whitley, and Cadet Master Sergeant Lily Hayes. Honoring America tonight with the playing of our national anthem were members of the Cox Mill High School Trombone Choir, including Nathan Archer, Lena Brown, Van Carter, Alex Ching, Aiden Emery, Maddie Leggett, Oliver Ratliff, and Annie Zhang. The director of the Cox Mill High School Band Program is Mr. Drew Carter. Thank you.
You may be seated. I thought they did a fantastic job. Thank you so much. Okay, board members, we're going to go on to the next item, which is introductions and greetings. So just wanted to recognize our SRO for the evening, Deputy Alicia Troutman. She's the SRO at the Cabarrus Health Science Institute. We appreciate her being here this evening. Up on the dais on my left, our Teacher of the Year, Madison Little, welcome. We have Shannon Lancaster, our board member. Board member Catherine Moore, board member Sam Treadaway. Our Deputy Superintendent, Dr. John LeGrand, is filling in for Dr. Kapicki tonight. On my right, we have Board Vice Chair Greg Mills, Board Member Pam Escobar, and Board Member Melanie Freeman will be joining us shortly. So with that, I'll move on to our setting of the agenda. So board members, the agenda has been posted for the last couple of days. We've had an opportunity to review that. I would need a motion and a second to approve our agenda for the evening.
I move we accept the agenda as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Treadaway. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mills. Okay. All in favor of approving our agenda tonight as presented, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, that motion passes. We have our agenda set, and we'll move right into our recognitions portion of the meeting. And 4.01 is the Impact Through Education Awards, and we're going to welcome Mr. Phil Furr to the podium.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, Dr. LeGrand, good evening. Tonight we will present Impact Through Education Awards to students and staff at R. Brown McAllister STEM Elementary and the Cabarrus Virtual Academy. Our sponsors for the Impact Awards are our friends at Equitable. Before we get started with the awards, I'd like to offer our sincere thanks and gratitude to Equitable for its continued sponsorship of the Impact Through Education Awards. Tonight, Equitable continues their 16th year partnering with us to honor those making an impact in our schools with this award. We appreciate their support and thank them for helping us celebrate and recognize deserving students and staff. We also want to say a word of thanks to Concord Trophy Center for providing us with the award plaques each month. Now on to tonight's awards. May I have the R. Brown McAllister STEM Elementary Administrative Team come forward, please. Our first honoree from R. Brown McAllister STEM Elementary is Maddox Landers. Maddox, please come forward with your family. When you think of fifth graders, upstanding or difference maker may not be the first words that come to mind. But Maddox is no ordinary student. He is already leaving a meaningful mark on the world. Maddox is bright, curious, and deeply dedicated. He eagerly explores new ideas, seeing learning not as test answers, but as a lifelong journey. His enthusiasm drives him to give his best in every task, viewing each project as a chance to challenge himself, grow, and expand his abilities. As a problem solver, he approaches obstacles with optimism and determination. His commitment extends to others too. Maddox serves as a patient and thoughtful peer tutor, always ready to help classmates understand and succeed. He consistently assists teachers and peers, often seeking out ways to contribute even before he's asked. His compassion and generosity set him apart. Maddox's infectious humor and positivity brighten the days of those around him. With most fifth graders, we think about their future potential. With Maddox, he already lives his potential each day. He is making a genuine difference in his classroom and school community, embracing every day as an opportunity to learn, support others, and make an impact. Congratulations, Maddox. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for R. Brown McAllister STEM Elementary School. Our next honoree from R. Brown McAllister is Akila Robinson. Akila, please come forward with your family. Akila is being recognized with this award for the remarkable impact she has made on her school community. She is a student who leads through quiet strength, responsibility, and compassion. Whether working with peers or collaborating with adults, she shows maturity and respect in every situation. A dedicated and hardworking learner, she arrives each day ready to give her best. She takes her education seriously, consistently pushing herself to grow while encouraging those around her to do the same. Her classmates know they can count on her. She is always attentive to the needs of others and eager to lend a helping hand. Beyond her academic excellence, her bright, genuine smile brings warmth to every classroom she enters. Her positive attitude, strong character, and commitment to making a difference truly set her apart. Akila is deeply deserving of this honor, and her contributions will continue to inspire others for years to come. Congratulations, Akila. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for R. Brown McAllister STEM Elementary. Also from R. Brown McAllister is support staff member Charles Self. Mr. Self, please come forward with your family. Charles Self embodies the heart and spirit of R. Brown McAllister STEM Elementary. A dedicated and hardworking member of our staff, Charles brings joy, positivity, and genuine connection to every interaction. All of our students know him, not just by sight, but by the warmth and enthusiasm he shares with them daily. Charles makes it a point to stop in the cafeteria during lunch, where he leads entire grade levels in singing happy birthday for student celebrations and delights kindergartners by singing the alphabet with them. His full participation in Theme Spirit Days reflects his commitment to creating a vibrant, welcoming school culture where students feel seen, valued, and excited to be at school. He consistently fulfills all the assigned duties with excellence and reliability, yet it is his willingness to go above and beyond that truly sets him apart. Charles readily steps in to support staff and students with needs that extend far beyond his job description, always with a smile and a spirit of service. Charles Self is a cornerstone of our school community, making R. Brown McAllister a brighter place each day. Congratulations, Charles. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for R. Brown McAllister. And finally, from R. Brown McAllister is teacher Sequoia Watson. Ms. Watson, please come forward with your family. As a fifth grade science extended reach teacher, Sequoia Watson brings exceptional dedication, expertise, and heart to her work each day. She joined Cabarrus County Schools as a participate teacher from her home country of Jamaica, and since then has become one of the district's top performing fifth grade science educators. She is a reflective and innovative educator who readily embraces risk-taking in service of student learning. Whether in reimagining her classroom layout, refining instructional strategies, or redesigning lessons, she continuously adapts to meet the needs of all learners. With her team success at the forefront, she proactively takes initiative, models professionalism, and serves as a steady, positive influence on grade-level collaboration. Highly collaborative and committed to continuous improvement, she engages openly with colleagues, seeks feedback, and revisits her practices to enhance both her teaching and her students' outcomes. Her leadership, resilience, and passion for science education make her an outstanding candidate for the Impact Through Education Award. Congratulations, Sequoia. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for R. Brown McAllister. We will now continue with our January Impact Through Education Awards by welcoming the Cabarrus Virtual Academy. May I have the Virtual Academy administrative team come forward, please? Our first honoree from CVA is Marley Stewart. Marley, please come forward with your family. Marley has been a student at CVA for the past 3 years and consistently demonstrates a strong work ethic across her courses. She completes assignments on time and communicates effectively and professionally with her teachers. With a positive attitude and respectful interaction, she's a pleasure to have in class. Beyond the classroom, Marley has contributed to the CVA community by participating in multiple open house panels where she speaks with prospective students about CVA and shares strategies for success. As a junior enrolled in both high school and college level courses, she exemplifies academic motivation and readiness for advanced study, making her a deserving recipient of the Impact Through Education Award. Congratulations, Marley. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for Cabarrus Virtual Academy. Our next honoree from CVA is Peyton Tuttle. Peyton could not be with us tonight, but I'm going. I'm here. Oh. Is your family here? Yes, they were. All right. Sorry, just a messenger. Thank you. Peyton is here. A student at CVA for the past 5 years, Peyton Tuttle is a deserving recipient of the Impact Through Education Award. Known for his dependability and consistent effort, he completes his work on time, communicates effectively with his teachers, and confidently asks questions when he needs support. He brings a positive attitude to class and participates regularly, making him a pleasure to have in the learning environment. Taking responsibility for his education, Peyton continues to demonstrate growth and success across his courses. Congratulations, Peyton. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for Cabarrus Virtual Academy. Next from CVA is staff member Kelly Palos. Ms. Palos, please come forward with your family. A dedicated student advocate and trusted colleague, Ms. Palos is the recipient of the Impact Through Education Award for CVA. A retired English teacher, she continues to make a profound difference by helping students remain enrolled and successfully graduate. She tutors across all subject areas, creates individualized support plans for struggling students, and provides timely encouragement through phone calls with students, parents, and teachers. Her proactive outreach, compassion, and commitment inspire students to catch up, stay engaged, and achieve their goals. Because of her unwavering support, countless students have found the guidance they need to succeed and graduate from high school. Congratulations, Kelly. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for Cabarrus Virtual Academy. And finally, from CVA is teacher Brooke Hartkey. Ms. Hartkey, please come forward with your family. An innovative and deeply committed educator, Brooke Hartkey is not only the 2025 CVA Teacher of the Year, but she was also voted by her peers to be the recipient of the Impact Through Education Award. Known for working closely with students on an individual level, she brings patience, flexibility, and genuine care to every learning experience. Ms. Hartkey is currently creating the school's 8th grade math course and teaches all levels of high school math. She provides detailed, personalized feedback that helps students grow with confidence. Dedicated to connection and consistency, she meets with 8th graders every Monday morning and thoughtfully plans weekly in-person learning days. Responsive and student-centered, Ms. Hartkey continues to go above and beyond to ensure every student is supported and successful. Congratulations, Brooke. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for CCS. This concludes our Impact Awards presentations for tonight. Congratulations to all our recipients, and thanks again to our partners, Equitable and the Cabarrus Chamber of Commerce, for your partnership.
Thank you, Mr. Furr. We're going to keep you on the podium. We got 4.02, which is 2025 Holiday E-Card Contest winners.
Mr. Chair, again, members of the board, Dr. LeGrand, tonight we'd like to recognize the winners of this year's 15th Annual Holiday E-Card Contest. I'd like to invite tonight's winners in attendance, Anaya, Ayana, Carolyn, Arlene, Caleb, and Michael, to please come forward. Look at that group. The Holiday E-Card Contest is sponsored by the CCS Communications Department and our award sponsors, Uwharrie Bank and Edward Jones Financial. At this time, I'd like to invite Brad Riley from Uwharrie Bank and Mike Hanslick and Lex Fennell from Edward Jones Financial to the front of the room to stand with our winners. The CCS Holiday E-Card Contest allows Cabarrus County School students from all grade levels to submit entries in the traditional art contest and pre-K through 2nd grade to also submit entries in a coloring page contest. The theme of this year's contest was snowflakes and school spirit. Talented artists from across our district submitted more than 100 entries. 6 winners, 1 overall, and 5 category winners were then chosen by Dr. Kopicki to represent our district on his official Holiday E-Card communications, which we will now share with everyone on the monitors. And this year's winners, who are anxiously awaiting their artwork back, are Anaya Iyer, Harrisburg overall winner, 4th grader. Her sister, Ayana Iyer, 4th grade at Harrisburg Elementary, is the elementary school winner. Carolyn He from Northwest Cabarrus Middle School is the middle school winner. Arlene Constantino Mora from Northwest Cabarrus High is the high school winner. And these two awesome fellows won the first coloring contest. So we have Caleb Chen from Cox Mill Elementary in kindergarten and Michael Zhang from Cox Mill Elementary in the second grade. Again, thank you for your participation. Thanks to Uwari Bank and Edward Jones, who have some prizes for you all before you leave, for sponsoring this year's contest.
Those are some very talented and creative artists in Cabarrus County Schools. We're going to move on to our next agenda item, which is 4.03, the Hillbish Ford Teacher of the Month, and we have Dr. Michael Williams to the podium.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, board members, Dr. LeGrand, and to our viewing audiences, both here and those watching the live stream. It is my pleasure to recognize our Hillbish Ford Teacher of the Month for January. We again would like to offer our sincere thanks and gratitude to Mr. Tim Vaughn and Mr. Josh Forrester and their team at Hillbish Ford for their tremendous generosity and continued sponsorship of this wonderful recognition program. Our Hillbish Ford Teacher of the Month for January is Jennifer D'Alessandro, a fourth grade teacher at Bethel Elementary School. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. D'Alessandro, her family, and any members of the Bethel administrative team in attendance to join me up front.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Ms. D'Alessandro, you were nominated by multiple Bethel parents for this award. Tonight, I will share one of the nominations. That nominee wrote, "My daughter's fourth grade teacher deserves special recognition because of the exceptional dedication, patience, and genuine care she brings to the classroom every day. She consistently goes above and beyond her responsibilities, creating an environment where my daughter feels supported, confident, and excited to learn. Her teaching is not just about academics. She focuses on developing each child's character, kindness, and resilience. She recognizes students' unique strengths and challenges, and she takes the time to understand what each child needs to succeed. My daughter has especially benefited from her teacher's thoughtful encouragement. Whenever my daughter struggles with a new concept, her teacher patiently breaks it down, using creative examples or hands-on activities that make learning fun and easier to understand. She checks in frequently, making sure my daughter stays on track and feels comfortable asking questions. When my daughter feels unsure of herself, her teacher offers gentle reassurance that helps build her confidence and allows her to participate more actively. Beyond academics, she supports my daughter emotionally. She notices when she's having a tough day, and she offers a kind word or a quiet moment to talk. This level of attention makes my daughter feel seen and valued, which has a deeply positive impact on her school experience. Her teacher fosters a warm, welcoming classroom community where students feel safe to express themselves, make mistakes, and grow. For these reasons, my daughter's fourth grade teacher truly deserves special recognition for the extraordinary impact she has had on her students each and every day. This time, I'd like to invite Dr. LeGrand to come down and present your certificate. And Ms. D'Alessandro, thank you for the impact that you've made to teach, engage, and inspire the students and families at Bethel Elementary. Congratulations on your selection as the Hillbitch Ford Teacher of the Month.
Okay, another well-deserved recognition. We will move on to our next agenda item, is 4.04, the Everyday Hero Award winner, and we have Dr. Jonathan Bowers and Ms. Amber Diggins coming to the podium.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board, Dr. LeGrand, and others in attendance tonight. It is my pleasure to once again stand before you this evening and recognize this month's Everyday Hero Award recipient. Sponsored by Great Wolf Lodge, this monthly award recognizes a member from our auxiliary services team who consistently goes above and beyond by demonstrating their kindness, their selflessness, and an unwavering dedication to others. In education, we often speak of the teachers, the principals, and students, and rightfully so. But we know the heartbeat of our schools depends on the behind-the-scenes, incredible work of our auxiliary services team. Tonight we gathered not just to celebrate a job well done, but recognize someone whose dedication, hard work, and leadership have made a lasting difference in the lives of students. If I could have Miss Faith Jones and any special guests that would be with her tonight join us down front. Tonight we're here to honor Miss Faith Jones. Kids Plus Site Coordinator at Pitt School Road Elementary School is our January Everyday Hero Award recipient. What sets Miss Jones apart is not just her quality of work, but it's the heart that she puts behind it. She approaches each task with pride, integrity, and a steadfast belief that every role in a school system matters. No matter how big or how small, it contributes to the success of our students. Joining me here tonight is Miss Amber Diggins, our Director of Kids Plus for Cabarrus County Schools, and she's going to share with you why Miss Jones was chosen as this month's recipient.
Thank you, Dr. Bowers. Whenever you think about faith, you think about somebody whose impact is not only felt through grand gestures, but through the consistency, kindness, and an unwavering commitment to others. Faith really is the kind of person who goes above and beyond so naturally that you almost don't notice it at first. She's always there, stepping in, offering to help, listening, and supporting even before anyone has the opportunity to ask. Time and again, we hear the same message. You can talk to Faith about anything, and this comes from parents, from our group leaders, and from her peers as site coordinators. She listens without judgment. She helps others to think through things, and she supports in a way that makes you feel seen and valued. Everyone from school staff, coworkers, supervisors, and families have shared how positively Faith has connected with others. She builds strong relationships with the children and their families. She creates an environment where the kids feel cared for and supported, and where families feel confident and reassured. 20 years, you've really made an impact over the 20 years that you've been with us. One family shared with us recently in a survey that Faith has played such a pivotal part in their child's school day that they simply don't know how she would go to school without Faith. Others simply said Faith is absolutely the best, and honestly that sentiment came up again and again in the surveys that we send out. She supports and coaches our group leaders, and she manages really difficult situations with grace and consideration. She shows up every day with a positive energy that's calm and steady and contagious. Even on the really difficult days, she maintains a pleasant disposition and a quiet strength that helps steady everyone around her. She's very thoughtful, insightful, and she's able to work through really challenging situations with creativity and with care, and she always keeps kids at the center of every decision. Several people have described Faith as one of the behind-the-scenes heroes, the kind who is humble, reliable, and consistent. So much so that it might be easy to take her for granted. So today I want to make sure that that doesn't happen. People like Faith make our program better, stronger, and more welcoming simply by being who they are. So Faith, thank you for your heart. Thank you for your dedication and the positive impact that you've made every single day. Our program is truly better because you're in it, and we're incredibly lucky to have you on our team. Congratulations.
Okay, we have one more recognition tonight, 4.05, which is the 2026 Cabarrus County Schools School Psychologist of the Year. And we have Ms. Erin Banks to the podium. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, school board members, and Dr. LeGrand. It is with great enthusiasm and heartfelt appreciation that we recognize the 25-26 School Psychologist of the Year this evening. I'd like to invite Mimi Pages up at this point, and members of her family, as well as any members of school administration from Boger Elementary and Northwest Cabarrus High School. Passionate, determined, creative, advocate, and yes, fun. Those are the words that kept showing up in Mimi's nominations for this award. And honestly, they're a pretty good snapshot of what a great school psychologist looks like in action. Mimi began her career with Cabarrus County Schools just 4 years ago at a time when nothing about school was normal. Finishing graduate school during a global pandemic, interning at Mount Pleasant Elementary when classrooms, counseling, and connection all had to be reimagined. Since then, she has served students and staff at Boger Elementary, Northwest Middle, Northwest High, and Weinkauf, building trust, systems, and stability everywhere she has gone. School psychologists often work quietly behind the scenes, analyzing data, problem-solving complex learning and behavioral needs, supporting families through difficult moments, and helping schools make decisions that may change the trajectory of a child's life. Mimi does all of that and somehow still manages to be one of the most visible, approachable, and respected professionals in her buildings. In fact, just last year, she was up here receiving the Impact on Education Award for Boger Elementary. And if you've worked with Mimi, you know this. She shows up. She shows up to walkie calls, Saturday career fairs, MTSS meetings, IEPs, social skills groups, and everything in between, always with humor, humility, and a servant leader's heart. Mimi reminds us why school psychology matters, because when we invest in mental health, learning, relationships, and prevention, we don't just support students, we strengthen entire school communities. Mimi, your work elevates your schools and this district as a whole. Congratulations on being named School Psychologist of the Year. You have more than earned it.
All well-deserved recognitions tonight. Before I move on, I noticed that our County Commission Chair, Laura Lindsay, is stuck in the room. Welcome, glad that you're here. And moving on to our next section, it's approval of minutes. So board members, we've had 3 minutes from December. We had 2 meetings and a hearing. So the minutes for those meetings are on board docs. You've had the opportunity to review them. Are there any changes? If not, I'd need a motion and a second to approve them.
I move to accept or approve the minutes as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Treadaway. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mills. Any further discussion on the minutes? Okay, all in favor of approving our minutes for, I guess it's December 1st, December 8th, and then December 16th, please say aye. Aye. Okay, minutes are approved. So we'll move on to our next section, which is chair and superintendent comments. Again, I'll keep mine brief. Just did want to recognize that January is School Board Appreciation Month. So I do want to thank my fellow board members for the time, the care, the commitment that you bring to this work. Serving on a school board requires balance and complex decisions, listening to our community, and always keeping students at the center of what we do. So I am grateful for your professionalism, collaboration, dedication, and I'm proud to serve alongside each one of you. So with that, I will hand it off to our Deputy Superintendent, Dr. John LeGrand, for your comments.
Thanks, Chairman Walter. And since it is School Board Appreciation Month, I also want to extend our collective appreciation on behalf of our over 35,000 students and 4,000 employees for the services you provide to them each and every day. There's no doubt that your efforts and support of our district is critical to our continued success. So thanks to each of our board members here with us tonight. Also, I'd like to begin tonight by congratulating Cox Mill High School English teacher Kennedy Elmore. Kennedy, who is a current beginning teacher of the year for the district, has been named a finalist for statewide beginning teacher of the year. We're very proud that 2 of the past 3 state beginning teachers of the year are CCS teachers. CC Griffin's Natalia Mejia claimed the award in 2023, and WR Odell primary teacher Summer Espinosa was named last year's state beginning teacher of the year. This recognition not only highlights the great work being done by these 3 individuals, but also recognizes the awesome work being done by our Human Resources Department and school leaders to mentor new teachers into the profession. Good luck to Kennedy as you move on to the state competition. Let's make it 3 out of 4 for Cabarrus County Schools. Also, as a reminder to our families, there will be no school for students and staff next Monday, January the 19th, in honor of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. And attention seniors and parents of seniors, we'd like to invite you to Concord High School on January the 22nd at 6 p.m. for a FAFSA completion night event. This is a district-sponsored event and will be a great opportunity to ask questions of experts as you complete your federal application for free student aid. More information is available for all seniors on their Parent Square page. And finally, it's hard to believe that we are at this point of the school year, but beginning February 2nd, kindergarten registration opens for Cabarrus County Schools. And we're excited to begin welcoming the class of 2039 this fall. We ask our families and community members to help us spread the word by sharing the information with friends, neighbors, and anyone who has a rising kindergartner. Registering early helps create a smooth and positive start to a child's school experience, and we look forward to welcoming our newest members, students, and their families into our school community. Details about upcoming in-person kindergarten registration events will be shared soon on our social media pages and will be available at cabarrus.k12.nc.us/kindergarten. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. LeGrand. Appreciate that. We'll move on to the next section, which are guest speakers. So the procedures for guest speakers are on the board docs. We only had one speaker sign up tonight. So Deborah Allen, are you here? Come on up. Welcome to the podium. You've got 3 minutes to share with us. If the light's on, you're good.
Thank you. Good evening, Cabarrus County families who are watching from home, those who came out, and to the board members. I'm Deborah Allen, and at this time it would be a good reminder to all to hear the district mission statement. Providing equitable services to all children and families by creating trusting, respectful relationships through collaboration, communication, and commitment. A strong mission statement. But is this mission being applied to all students? Where is the collaboration and communication for the brave young lady from Coxmill High School who communicated her concern to this board a few weeks ago about the young man being permitted into the girls' locker room? Shouldn't she and the other young ladies be safeguarded in the locker room provided for females without feeling uncomfortable? Why allow a biological male access to their locker room rather than providing an alternative space for him? Perhaps Title IX has been misinterpreted from its original intent, which has always been to protect females in sports. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, a rally to protect women's sports is being held at the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court on this very matter. This young lady's request was simple: to defend the rights of the girls, not expect them to find an alternative place because they feel violated. Why was this confused young man's preference put ahead of the rights of the girls? If this board is waiting on the answer from Raleigh before making a proper decision, it demonstrates a lack of conviction to do the right thing for our female students. The truth is, both Title IX and the 1975 regulations clearly authorize schools to provide facilities for males and females, not gender identity. So tonight, I charge this board to provide safety and security back to the schools and restore common sense back to Coxmill High School and every school. I do recall Dr. Kapicki, who is not here tonight, but he did say that now is the time to provide services to schools based on needs, not wants. Let's protect the needs of our girls in athletics and in all areas. Common sense based on biology, not based on preference or wants. It is time for moral and fiscal responsibility. Needs over wants must be our commitment to our families. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Thank you.
Perfect timing. Thank you, Mrs. Allen. That will conclude our public comment section. And we'll move on to section 8 of our agenda, which is report sections. And 8.01 is board committee review. And as we've talked about over the last couple of weeks on committee assignments, so I'll just review the committee assignments for the upcoming year, which is essentially the same as last year, but just so the public understands what we have. So we have 3 CCS board committees. We have a legislative agenda committee that is chaired by Greg Mills. We have a finance committee, which is chaired by myself. We have a legal affairs committee, which is chaired by Catherine Moore. There are Cabarrus County Schools internal board processes, and we've got our student intern program, and that is handled by Pam Escobar. Area School System Leadership Summit, that's where we, as a chair and a vice chair, meet with other systems in the area. Their chairs and vice chairs talk about issues that affect our common school systems. That's myself. School visitation teams. So our goal here for the board is to visit every school on an annual or biannual basis. So Sam Treadaway heads that committee to set those visits up for us. And then we have some internal Cabarrus County School staff superintendent committees that we are just liaison only for those. There's an athletics committee, which Sam Treadaway is on, calendar committee. Athletics, we have Sam and Shannon Lancaster. We have calendar committee, that's Pam Escobar and Catherine Moore. Our curriculum committee, which is Pam Escobar, Melanie Freeman, and Sam Treadaway. Our policy committee, which is Sam Treadaway and Greg Mills. The safety committee is Sam Treadaway and Catherine Moore. Our student health advisory committee is Catherine Moore and Shannon Lancaster. The transportation advisory council is Pam Escobar and myself. And then we've got our community liaisons, and this is something that we've really been focused on making sure that we're communicate with our cities and towns around the county to make sure they understand what's going on with Cabarrus County schools and how we can partner with each other. And that starts with our Cabarrus County Education Foundation. Shannon Lancaster is our primary contact for that. The City of Concord, the primary contact is Catherine Moore. City of Harrisburg, Melanie Freeman. City of Kannapolis, Shannon Lancaster. Town of Midland, Greg Mills. Town of Mount Pleasant, Sam Treadaway. And then we have a staff, Amy Jewell is assigned to the Child Protection and Family Fatality Team. So those are the committees that we've had listed. We didn't have any changes on adding anything at this time. So we'll move forward with that for 2026. Any discussion, questions on that? So we'll move on to the next item, which is our committee reports. So those members that are on those committees, and if those committees have met recently and want to share what was going on, now's the time to do so. So anybody? Pam.
Thank you. I am on the Curriculum and Instruction Committee along with Melanie, and Melanie had asked if I could just give a report from today's meeting. So we met today and we got a lot of updates related to the middle of the year data, the ELA program preview fair for kindergarten through first grade, pre-kindergarten updates, which includes reviewing some assessments for those students. That's about 500 students in Cabarrus County schools that are get pre-K. And then CTE curriculum updates and upcoming events, which was super interesting. We have programs in which our students are working with businesses in the area to give them mentorship, and those sort of pilot programs, and then seeing how we can get more students involved in that. And the Cabarrus Virtual Academy program update, which also included how they're saving us money and working very hard to do that. So I appreciate all the work that is put on by our staff to pull that committee together. For those who are watching, it's made up of staff mostly, but there's also parents that are involved, and as well as administrators. And then there are 2 board liaisons that are on there. So that's for that. And then the other committee that it has been busy already this semester is our interns. We met last week, and we got an update about finances from Phil Penn, which was super helpful. And I just also would like to extend my thanks to staff for that. So what it is that each semester we have interns that come through from our high schools, and they get to learn about how the school district functions from the people who are doing it. So a big thanks to the administrators who help us do that. And then we are working on a service project, which once we have more information about that, I'll be happy to share with the board as well. And I should give a big thanks to Lori for all of her help with this, because it's my responsibility on the board, but I really could not do it. I don't work here full time. Lori does, and she makes it possible for scheduling and keeping track of all the students, and I'm really, really appreciative of that. And then also to Phil Furr, who communicates through Student Square to get the messages out so that the kids show up on time and they get reminders and things like that. So it takes a lot of work behind the scenes. It's not just me, so I really do appreciate all the help that I get from staff.
Thank you, Ms. Escobar. Anybody else on any other committees? Shannon?
The Cabarrus County Education Foundation is in the process of having their resupply drive. They do this in January. They are seeking supplies at collection sites and sponsors to make it successful. North Carolina teachers rate 2nd in the nation on out-of-pocket spending with an average of $1,600. Help support our teachers and our students by donating supplies, and you can find that information on the Cabarrus County Education Foundation website. They are also having their big fundraiser for the year. It is called the Game of Game Night. It's February the 28th. This year's theme is called Disco Party and Casino Night. And I have been told this is a very fun evening. It is also a great fundraiser for this foundation. So please, again, check their website for that information. And second thing, I am the liaison with Kannapolis City Council. And tonight, for the first night, they are broadcasting their meetings. So if you are at home watching, you could go to, I'm sure, their website and find that link to watch the Kannapolis City Council meetings now moving forward.
Thank you, Ms. Lancaster, for that update. Ms. Freeman?
I wasn't going to comment, but I just want you to know that a lot of these committees have been added, and they are very helpful for the board members to get educated and brought up to speed, because this is a huge system with a lot of moving parts, and we have a lot of questions that we can't necessarily ask from here because of time constraints. So I really appreciate the committees that we are on, and it gives us time to speak with the staff and to come up to speed on a lot of things that we're asked to make decisions on. So thank you for these.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Mr. Mills, can I ask you a question? Sure. So we have our legislative meeting in about a month on the 16th. Do we want to see if you can get your committee together to go through our legislative agenda, kind of survey the board, survey the staff?
Exactly right. We're working on finding an open date right now for the committee members.
Okay. So, and those will be published, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else for committee reports? Okay, board members, we'll move on to the next item, which is approval of our consent agenda. These are all the items that we had discussed last week and felt we had enough information to make a vote on that. Any discussion on our consent agenda? If not, I'd need a motion and a second for approval.
So moved.
Thank you. So Pam and Shannon. So all in favor of approving our consent agenda tonight, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, our consent agenda passes, and we're going to move on to section 10, which is items for action, and we've got 2 of those tonight. So first one is 10.01, policies for first read, and we'll bring back Dr. Sandy Ward, and it's just the one policy on internet safety.
Good evening, board members. Dr. LeGrand. Oh, that's funny to say. It's good to see you there. So from last week, we brought up 3226-4205 internet safety, and our vice chair had a question as far as internet texts and any kind of filter and protection from there. And so I'll turn it over to Mr. Stain.
Thank you. So we do not actively block or filter based on text. Part of the rationale for that is that follows state and federal guidelines. You can imagine in an educational setting, there are certain times where students may need to look up certain items that we would otherwise block on inappropriate sites based on text. So we block based on visual images and graphic images based on federal guidelines and policy. We do block on a multi-layered approach, similar to the cybersecurity approach that I've showed with you guys in the past. We have Zscaler, which is the state-presented blocking and filtering application, on top of Zscaler that blocks across all network and internet sites. We also block based on categories, so all websites have a category that we block on. On top of that, if a staff member or student points us towards a site that needs to be blocked, we can block based on that. And then in addition to the Zscaler basic foundation, there's an artificial intelligence component. If a website is not categorized based on one of these unauthorized categories, the artificial intelligence will determine what the content of that website is, and then we'll apply the blocking based on that. As far as the text that our students put in, we are also tracking and monitoring and blocking content based on that. So we have gaggle alerts that our administrators are very aware of. If a student types something in an email or if they type something into their Google Drive, gaggle alerts us to that so that school administrators and district staff can respond. And then there are a number of measures where we're able to track what students are seeing or are typing based on text. But as far as blocking based on text, no sir, we are not.
Questions, board members?
I say I appreciate the time that you put in on this. Very thorough answers in email. It was very much appreciated. I'm a little uncomfortable that we're not mentioning that in policy. It seems like that's a big area where some questionable content could flow, but we're taking some steps to block it outside of declaring it in the policy. So I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the first read, so if the public does have comments or questions, they have a month to send those to us, but we do need a motion and a second to move it on. Pass it on first read and move it to second read.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Treadaway. We have a second. Thank you, Ms. Lancaster. I have a motion and a second to approve the internet safety policy on first read. Everybody in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, that one passes, and we will move. Thank you very much. Going to move on to the next one, which is was a time-sensitive request to add. So it's 10.02 construction manager at risk recommendation for the Northwest Elementary School project, and we're welcoming Brian Cohn to the podium.
Thank you,
Good evening.
Mr. Chairman. Good evening, members of the board. Dr. LeGrand, nice to see you up there. So, Cabarrus County Schools Department of Construction received statements of qualification from 8 different firms interested in partnering with us on the new Northwest Area Elementary School project. Those firms that responded were Chrisman Company, Edifice Construction, Hickory Construction Company, New Atlantic Contracting, Rogers Builders, Vinoy Construction, Shelco, and Wharton Smith Lyles in a joint venture. An evaluation committee comprised of Department of Construction staff and district leadership reviewed and scored all these submissions based on the established criteria that they were given. As a result of this process, that committee identified the top 3 firms, and those were New Atlantic Contracting, Rogers Builders, and Vinoy Construction. We then conducted interviews on Tuesday, January the 6th, and included participation from district leaders representing multiple departments, as well as operational leadership from Kannapolis City Schools. This interview committee then ranked each firm based on the interview criteria and engaged in further discussion regarding the overall qualifications and project fit. Based on the results of this process, the committee recommends Rogers Builders for the approval as the construction manager at risk for the new Northwest Area Elementary School project. As a part of your agenda, I've attached their presentation that they provided us during their interview. Once approved, the district will begin negotiations of the A133 2019 standard form of agreement between owner and construction manager as constructor, along with the associated pre-construction services pricing that's going to be required for the local governments commission submission that will be anticipated for April of this year. And at this time, I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay, board members. Ms. Freeman?
Is there a rotation of these contractors? I mean, is there one contractor that has been used more than the others for building our schools over the past?
So we make the selections of these firms based on the qualification of the firms and who's the best, again, fit for that project, who's going to provide us the best schedule, the best opportunities for cost and budgeting and forecasting. Because we're in a cycle of prototype where we built R. Brown McAllister, we prototyped that with Coultron Webb as well, and now we're looking to do the same for this Northwest area school project. It is in the best interest for us to utilize as much of those same entities because of the knowledge and the value that they've gained from those previous projects. We do use different firms. We use Shelco Construction, we're using New Atlantic Construction, we're using Lyles Construction. I mean, we've used Leitner Construction, Edison Ford. In my tenure here, we've probably used 10 different contractors over the years.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Ms. Escobar?
Thank you for the information.
Yes.
As far as the interview process, did these firms share savings? I know sometimes with construction, you know, we come up with a number of how much it's going to cost, and then we've had firms in the past promise us that we're not going to hit that, or we're going to save money. So was that part of the conversation?
So it's a little premature in the process to advocate for those savings, but they do, all of them. I try to be very consistent and give each firm kind of a list of what we feel are important talking points they need to address during that process. And so, you know, when we rank them, score them, whatever you want to call it, you know, they need to hit those, and if they don't, they kind of get marked as such. But they all speak to us about the importance of the value engineering process that we consistently go through when we start this, because, you know, at the end of the day, your first price, you have the least amount of detailed information in front of you, and so you're going to work your way down from that, and you're going to find, you know, different means and methods to do things that will, you know, give us the same value, you know, but be less in cost.
And for people watching, can you explain how it works as far as, so this is money that has to be approved by our county commission, but the selection of this contractor is our decision?
The selection of the contractor is the decision of this board, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And the funding for these projects is approved by the Cabarrus County Commissioners.
Anybody else? You want to briefly go over why we're using a construction manager at risk?
Yes, so in years past, we've probably 8 years ago, there was, in the industry as a whole, there was a traditional bid market of what we call design, bid, build. You have a set of documents that are presented before you. You give those documents to contractors to bid. They give you your number, and you really have no context as to what that price is going to be on bid day. With Construction Manager at Risk, we're able to begin identifying very early on what those anticipated costs are based on the overall budget. And the contractor then works through various pricing exercises throughout your duration of design. They're working hand in hand with the architect at the same time pricing it, working through the pricing structure of what those designs are showing us, so that we're then being able to identify, this is costing us too much for this type of construction process, so let's change that so that we begin saving money. And so the Construction Manager at Risk delivery method is what is traditionally used by all our adjacent counties. Cabarrus County uses it through some of their delivery method processes. It has been the industry trend in the last 6 to 7 years because of the lack of available workforce in the trade partners through our plumbers, mechanicals, electricals. They're so in competition for one another that it's hard for us to assure that we're going to get 3 prices, whereas these Construction Manager at Risk firms have partnerships with all these vendors, and that they can assure us they're going to get a minimum of 3 bids for every package.
Okay, thank you, Brian. And this was a qualifications-based selection, not a price selection.
That is correct. This is not based on price, it's based on qualification.
And that's the excuse me, the recommendation of Rogers Builders.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, anything else from our board? All right, well, we do need to vote on this one, so need a motion and a second that the board approve the recommendation of Rogers Builders as construction manager at risk for our Northwest Elementary School project.
I'll make the motion that we accept this recommendation as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Treadaway. Do I have a second? Okay, thank you, Catherine. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, that motion passes, so we approve that recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brian. Okay, that's the end of the action item for this evening. We do have a need to go into closed session pursuant to General Statute 143, 318, 11A1, 11A5, 11A6. So, can I get a motion and a second to go into closed session? Second. Thank you, Mr. Treadaway. Thank you, Ms. Escobar. All in favor of moving into closed session, please say aye. 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 Okay, so that we will be moving into closed session. Say goodnight to our listening audience, and we'll see you next month. So we're in a short 5-minute.